Hi everyone, I'm Nicola from YHM, the Yoga and Hypnobirthing Midwife, and today we're going to do some Yin Yoga. So Yin Yoga is basically doing a kind of gentler practice where we hold the postures for longer, is what Yin Yoga is. So instead of maybe doing more of a vinyasa, a bit more of a flow or ashtanga, Yin, we're going to hold the postures for slightly longer today. But this is suitable for everybody, so if you've never done yoga before or Yin Yoga before, you can still do this class. But I really like this because it gives us a chance to really relax and breathe into each posture. Sometimes when we do flows, they can feel really good, but sometimes we don't quite get the posture or ability to really move our body into it to make it feel really good for us, because we're just kind of going quickly from one to the next. So yeah, I think we'll do a little bit of Yin Yoga today. So let's just dive straight into it. I think let's just do it. We're going to start in butterfly pose today. So we're going to come onto our backs to begin. We'll roll through the spine, come onto our backs. We're going to bend our knees and bring our feet in towards us slightly, and then we're going to allow the knees to come out to the side. And this is our first Yin pose. This is butterfly pose. Now, if this feels too intense on the hips, then move the feet away from the body. And if you've got more of a stretch, you can move them closer in. I'm going to rest our hands on our stomach and we're going to close our eyes. And we're just going to begin some deep breathing. So a deep breath in and a long exhale out. Lovely. We'll try and release our shoulders into the mat or the ground beneath us. So we're opening through the chest at the same time. And then as we next inhale, we're going to notice our stomach rise towards the ceiling. And then notice it naturally fall back as we slowly exhale. And just feeling that release within the hips here. And again, we want to try and not start at our maximum. Just gently release into the stretch. So just start at a point where you can feel the stretch, but it's not too much, and you can breathe through it and feel your body relaxing. Then if you like, you can increase it slightly by either bringing your hands to your thighs and pressing down gently, or even bring the feet in closer towards the body. Lovely, well done. Keep that nice deep breathing going. Releasing any tension there may be in the hips. And keeping your hands on the thighs or gently placing them back to the stomach, whatever feels better for you. Lovely, well done. You're doing really well. Two more breaths here. Lovely, one more deep breath. Perfect, well done. We'll slowly bring the knees back together and open the eyes. Lovely. We're going to go into a spinal twist now. So to do that, we'll keep the feet together. We're going to bring the arms out to the side at shoulder height, palms facing up. We're going to inhale and exhale. We're going to drop the knees over to the left. Now they don't have to reach the ground. The main thing is to keep that opposite shoulder, our right shoulder, in contact with our mat or the ground beneath us. And we're going to feel a nice twist through the spine here. So again, just see where the knees naturally fall. Keeping that right shoulder on the ground, we can see if the knees can come closer towards the ground. Little by little, there's no rush. And then we're going to lastly just look over towards the right shoulder. I'm going to bring my head back to centre. That's just so I can speak to you guys. You can still hear my voice. But keeping your head looking over towards your right shoulder. gently allowing your body to release further into that stretch. Lovely, well done. And here we're going to inhale. I'm going to pull the stomach muscles in and exhale, see if we can deepen that twist. Lovely, well done. You can stay here, or if this doesn't feel like too much of a stretch on the spine here, you're not getting too much of a twist, you can take your foot underneath, so in this case is our left foot, and place it on top of just above the right knee, and use that as an anchor to pull that knee closer towards the ground. And actually here we'll get a twist through the spine, but also a nice release in the hip as well. So choosing what's better for you. Breathe in nice and deeply here. You start to feel a bit of resistance in the body, and try and breathe deeper, breathe into it. Extend your inhalation and exhalation to be able to hold the posture for longer. If you feel any discomfort or pain though, feel free to come out of the posture to rest and come back into it when you're ready. You can always slowly build up how long you hold the postures for. Lovely, well done. Again, closing the eyes as well here if you like. Just really focusing on that stretch through the spine and through that hip. Lovely, well done. And again, we're going to inhale, pull the stomach muscles in, and exhale, release further into that twist if we can. If we can. Lovely, well done. A few more deep breaths here. We're nearly done with our second yin posture. Lovely, well done. If you've got the foot on top of that knee, we're going to release that foot back, bring the feet back together, and inhale and bring the knees back up to centre. And we'll now do the same on the other side. So when you're ready, a nice deep inhale, and exhale, allow the knees start to drop towards the floor. Again, it doesn't matter how far they go, see where they naturally fall, and don't strain it at the start. The whole purpose of Yin Yoga is to breathe into each posture. So just see where they naturally form. Again, we're now going to bring our focus over to the opposite hand. So looking at the left hand now. And again, closing the eyes as well here if you like. Bringing that focus and attention on our breath. And using that just to help let go of any resistance we may feel in the body. See if we can breathe deeper into it. Lovely, so inhale, and the stomach muscles in, and exhale so you can release further into that twist. Lovely, well done. And again, keeping our opposite shoulder, so in this case now our left shoulder, keeping it on the ground. And if you've noticed your shoulders come off the ground, that's okay. Just lift your knees away from the ground, replace that shoulder back on the floor beneath you, and then slowly, gradually build up, bring those knees back down to the floor. And again, you can add your modification here if you like by taking that right foot this time just above the left knee and using that as an anchor to draw it closer towards the ground, and here we'll feel the nice stretch through the hip. At the same time, breathing into any resistance we feel, deepening our breath as much as we can, just allowing our body to release any tension through the spine, through the hip. And again, closing the eyes if they're not already. If you need to come out of the posture, that's okay, just come out of it. You can always go back into it when you feel ready. Lovely, a few more deep breaths here, we're almost done. Lovely. If you've got that foot on top of the knee, slowly releasing the foot. Bring the feet back together. And inhaling, bring the knees back to centre. Perfect, well done. We'll do our third posture now, which is Happy Baby Pose. I love this one just for the name, I think, to be honest. But this one's lovely for the hips, really good one for the hips. So to do this one, we're going to bring the knees in towards the chest and the feet up towards the ceiling. Here we're going to bend the knees, bring the legs in towards us. If we can, we're going to grab the outside of each ankle. I'm sure you can see why this one's called Happy Baby Pose. And here, there's always options. If you can't grab the outside of your feet, it's okay. You can grab below your knees or maybe even your ankles, whichever one is more comfortable for you. And gradually over time you can build it to be able to grab the outside of the ankles. So here we get such a nice stretch through the hips. So again, we're just going to make sure we've got our shoulders away from the ears. Same as always, going to close our eyes and breathe deep. And again, just see where your kind of knees naturally fall. And then over time, we're going to try and bring the feet in towards us. So bring the knees closer towards the ground. Or again, not starting at our maximum today. We can gradually increase it with every exhale that we take. And just let our bodies relax and release into the posture. Keeping the eyes closed. This one is such a lovely posture to release through the hips. I like this one doing at night before I go to sleep. It's a really lovely one to do. Also feels quite childlike. I don't know if it's the name. It's quite fun to do. You might feel like you look a bit weird, but don't worry. I'm doing it on YouTube so you guys can do it at home. Amazing, well done. Just holding here a little bit longer, you're doing really well. Again, see if you can bring those knees slightly further towards the ground. Enjoy that release of the muscles surrounding the hips. Releasing tension from the body. When you start to feel some resistance, see if you can breathe deeper into it. Deep breath in. And a slow breath out. This one's so good for our body, so good for our digestive system too, has lots of benefits. We're nearly done. Take a few more deep breaths here, you're doing really well. Amazing, well done. And slowly we're going to release the hands from the feet. We'll just hug our knees into our chest a second. So interlace the fingers just below the knees. Just have a little rock from side to side as well if that feels good to you. I'm just going to do a little rock and roll to get up. Very coolly named this one. It's not so actually rock and roll, but we're going to cross the feet and just bring our hands beneath the knees, and we're just going to rock the body up to a sitting position here. And next we're going to do a down dog, so slowly, there's no rush. We're going to come on to all fours. Let's move back a little bit on the mat here. Just get our alignment right to start with, so our wrists in line with our shoulders, our knees in line with hips. We're going to tuck the toes under. Come back a little bit here. We're going to really slowly come into downward dog now. So to start with, we're going to keep our knees nice and bent. So there's no rush here. Nice bend in the knees. We're going to push our hips back and lengthen through the spine. And to start, we're going to take our dog for a walk. It's going to stretch through the legs one at a time, nice and slowly, no rush. I'm going to wake up the hamstrings today. Same as always, nice deep breathing. If you feel any resistance, challenge in the body, always bring it back to our breath. Lovely, so slowly walking out the feet. Perfect, so keeping one leg straight and just bending the opposite leg. Perfect. Waking up those hamstrings, releasing tension in the legs. So just heard a nice click of mine there. Perfect. And then we're going to take some few deep breaths of stillness. So starting with bent legs, push the hips back, lengthen through the spine. And then with every exhale, we're going to slowly see if you can bring the heels towards the ground. Little by little, no rush here. Again, nice deep breaths. And I always say this, there's no medals in yoga. It doesn't matter if your heels are on the ground or if they feel like they're a million miles away. That's okay. It's all practice, it's all progress. It's accepting where we are at a yoga journey at the moment and not judging ourselves for it. Perfect, well done. We'll keep that going, so just seeing if as we exhale, we're straightening through the legs, bring the heels to the ground. Breathing deeper into it. Perfect, well done. Couple more breaths here, we're nearly done. Amazing, and release the knees back to the mat. Perfect, well done. We're going to do a pigeon pose now. So we're going to we'll start with our left leg. So we're going to bring our left knee towards the left hand. And here, a couple of options as always. If this is quite hard on our hips, we want to keep the left foot, in towards the right hip. We're slowly going to bring that back leg away and towards the ground. So a couple of options. If this feels quite easy, then you can walk that foot away from the hip like so. Perfect. We're going to start now proud pigeon, I like to call it. So on our fingertips, roll the shoulders forward, back and down, looking straight ahead. Lovely, just a few breaths here to begin. And if you find that it's actually quite a hard posture, especially on the hips, if you find that this hip is quite far off the ground, you could use like a rolled up blanket or a block or a towel and place it underneath that hip for a little bit of support. If it's a bit further away from the ground, that's okay. And it's just time and practice that will bring it closer towards the ground. Couple of options, we can stay here. We can come down onto our forearms, or we can rest our forehead onto our palms in front of us. So choose what feels more comfortable for you. And again, we're just going to hold it for a little while here. So choosing your posture. Lovely. I'll come here so you can hear me talking a little bit better. And breathing into it. So just when you think you can't breathe any deeper, see if you can extend that exhalation just a little bit more. And sometimes when we're in a posture our body finds difficult, our mind kind of goes, oh my goodness, get out of that straight away. But actually we can just use our breath and release into it. And sometimes we need to come out of it, have a little break and go back into it, and that's okay too. But using the power of our breath. Amazing, well done. And just not judging yourself for where you are today in this posture. We're all different and we all have different levels of flexibility and strength and abilities and everything else, but that's okay. There's plenty of things that I can't do and enjoy working towards, and that's okay. It's all part of our yoga journey. Lovely, and again, let's close the eyes. Focus on the breath, enjoy that release through the hips. We often hold a lot of tension through our hips that we're not even aware of. So we're taking this moment to enjoy releasing tension in the body. Amazing, well done. A few more deep breaths here, you're almost done. Perfect. We'll slowly come out of this posture. So walking the hands in. We'll bring them on either side of the knee. Or just bring that leg back, and we're just going to swap over now. So come back to all fours to start. Let's do a quick cat-cow actually, shall we? Just release tension from the spine. So we'll inhale, we're going to arch the spine looking forward. And we're going to exhale as if someone's pulling us from the centre of our spine. We're going to curve the spine, dropping chin to chest. Just do that once more. Inhaling, arching the spine to look forward. Exhale to curve the spine, chin to chest. And neutral. And let's just do the other pigeon pose on the other side. So this time we're going to bring our right knee to our right hand and then walk that left leg back. Again, choose the option for us. So if we want it to be a bit easier on the hip, have that right heel a bit closer to the body, or a bit more challenging, we're going to walk that foot a little bit further away, but up to you. And again, we can use a block, a towel, a pillow, whatever you like to support that hip as well, if we need to. We'll start in our proud pigeon pose. Bringing the weight on the fingertips, rolling the shoulders forward, back and down, looking straight ahead. Lovely, well done. We're nearly done. We've only got 2 more postures, but one is a child's pose, which is normally everyone's favourite, so we're almost done. You're doing really well. And if you'd like to choose a modification, yogi's choice, up to you, then either we can come down onto the forearms here, or we can rest our forehead onto our palms. So yogi's choice, choose which feels good for you. I'll come onto the forearms. And then if we're here, we can release our head down, close our eyes, and go inwards, focusing on our breath. A nice releasing of any tension in the hip. And again here, you want to try and not collapse through the shoulders. So often we do a little bit of a quasimodo. If we're in something that feels difficult, often we collapse the shoulders. You want to pull the shoulders away from the ears and lengthen through the spine. And we want to not forget that back leg. So often, you know, if we feel something intense in one part of the body, sometimes we forget about the other, and our leg gets a little bit floppy and goes to the side. And keep that leg nice and active. Lovely. Closing the eyes, just breathing deeply into it. Breathing into any resistance. Feeling that release of tension from the body. Amazing, well done. We're almost done here. A few more deep breaths. Lovely. Let's slowly come out of the posture. Walking the hands back in if they're not already. And we'll come back to all fours position. Oh, my hips feel better now. That feels much better. We'll walk the hands in towards the knee, and we're going to do a grand dance gardening now. Coming up onto our knees. We're going to tuck the toes underneath. Again, always some options here. So to start, we're going to bring the hands to the hip. We're going to push the hips forward. And we're going to go into a slight back bend here. Lovely, so a nice release through the spine. And the more of a stretch you want, you can push the hips even further forward and extend that back bend. Lovely, nice deep breaths. We'll increase it. We can then bring the hands down to the heels and push the hips up. There's also really good for opening through the chest. And again, let's close the eyes. Breathing deeply and slowly. Lovely, well done. This is our final yin posture before our child's pose. This was really good for opening the chest and the spine. 3 more deep breaths here, you're almost done. last one. Lovely. We're going to slowly come out of it, bring the hands back to the hips and come forward. Lovely. And let's go to child's pose. So we're going to bring the knees as wide as the mat. Slowly creep the hands forward and relax down into child's pose to bring the forehead towards the mat. And just relax into this posture, so don't worry about your perfect placement. Just relax in the body, focusing on your inhale and your slow exhale. Congratulating yourself for doing this yoga video today. Well done. It's not always easy to find the time and the energy to do it. You're praising yourself for just taking some time for yourself, for self-care. Moving your body today. Well done. I'm just going to rest the body here for a minute or so. Release into it. Take some comfort in the fact that there's nothing else you need to be doing right now. There's nowhere else you need to be. But enjoy this relaxation for your body. You've done so well today. Just see if you can notice a difference in how your body feels from the start of the class to the end of the class. And hopefully you feel like you've got rid of some tension in the body, maybe in the mind too, and you feel more relaxed. Lovely, few more deep breaths here, enjoying these moments of relaxation. Lovely. Really slowly, we're going to walk the hands in back towards us. Really slowly roll through the spine. Just come back up to seated, there's no rush. Lovely. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed that Yin Yoga class. Leave any comments of what you thought below. Any requests are welcome. Please subscribe to my channel, you'll get notified for new videos, and I'll be rolling out weekly videos throughout 2021, so lots more to follow. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you. Namaste.